Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearances of the Week. This is Wednesday, July 14th, 2021. We'll be giving you all the first appearances hitting your comic shops today. Now this week we probably have the shortest video that we've ever done for you guys. We have one first appearance, but we do have 6 honorable mentions. So 7 books in all, very short video for you guys this week. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearances of the week ending July 16th, 2021. Our one and only honorable mention this week is Skybound X Number Two from Image Comics. This features the first appearance of everyday hero Machine Boy. And now for the honorable mentions. From Aftershock Comics, Beyond the Breach Number 1. A young woman, an orphan child, and an alien must fight for their lives after California is invaded by extra-dimensional creatures. Next from Scout Comics, Gods of Brutality Number 1. A retired frontman recounts a time when he died for 1 minute and 24 seconds and wound up in hell, where his prayers to be rescued by any god were answered by Thor and Hercules. Next from Heavy Metal, Never Never Number 1. A dark take on the Peter Pan tale. A young girl will face her greatest test. An island full of immortal cannibals with a dark secret that sustains its existence in the most unnatural and awful of ways. Next from Valiant Comics, Ninjax Number 1. This is the premiere issue of the 3rd series. Next from Dark Horse Comics, Savage Hearts Number 1. A barbarian with a broken heart and a lonely beastman team up against an evil sorcerer. And finally from DC Comics, Detective Comics Number 1039. This features the origin of Vile. So there you have the one first appearance and the 6 honorable mentions that we have for you guys this week. Let's go ahead and go through those. We'll give you our recommendations of which ones we think you should pick up and add to your long-term investment portfolio. First up, Skybound X Number Two from Image Comics. This was our one and only first appearance of the week. This features the first appearance of everyday hero Machine Boy. This is purely a speculative bet if you choose to pick this one up. We don't know if everyday hero Machine Boy is going to be important in the future. This is purely a speculative bet. Add this one if you want. Otherwise, you can put it on your B list. Now from the honorable mentions, Beyond the Breach Number 1 from Aftershock Comics. This features the young woman, the orphan child, and the alien fighting for their lives in California after it is invaded by extra-dimensional creatures. This sounds like it's going to lend itself very well to TV or film. Aftershock has been known to get some of their comics option for TV or film, so we do think this one here is worth picking up. Go ahead and grab this one if you can. Otherwise, put it on your B list and keep an eye on it. Now from Scout Comics, Gods of Brutality Number 1. This is the retired frontman who recounts a time when he died for 1 minute and 24 seconds, wound up in hell, and he was rescued by Thor and Hercules. This could lend itself to TV or film. Scout Comics also has some of their comics option for television or film, so this may be one to pick up. This is more of a speculative bet, but add this one if you want to. Otherwise, put this one on your B list. Now from Heavy Metal, Never Never Number 1. Now this is the dark take on the Peter Pan tale, where a young girl must face her greatest test. This features the island full of immortal cannibals that has the dark secret that sustains its existence. This sounds like it's going to lend itself very well to a series or a feature film. We do think this one here is worth picking up. This is still speculative, but we think this is well worth the risk for the cover price. Go ahead and add this one to your collection. Now Ninjax Number 1 from Valiant Comics. This is the premiere issue of the 3rd series of this title. We do think it's important to pick up the premiere issues of these series. This is the 3rd rendition of Ninjax. So pick this one up, add to your collection for $3 or $4. It's worth the risk, we think. If it goes somewhere, you got a great book on your hands for a couple bucks. If it doesn't, you're out $3 or $4. So go ahead and grab this one. If not, put it on your B list. Address it later. Next up, Savage Hearts Number 1 from Dark Horse Comics. This is the story of the barbarian with a broken heart and the lonely beastman who team up against an evil sorcerer. Now this sounds like it could lend itself very well to TV or film. Like we always say, this is a big driver for these indie titles. So this one here for $3 or $4, it might be worth picking up. That's a speculative bet though. So if you don't want to grab this one, put it on your B list, take a look at it later. But if you can, go ahead and pick this one up. And finally from DC Comics, Detective Comics Number 1039, The Origin of Vile. Now, this is a Batman title, so any of the Batman titles that feature origin stories or first appearances of new characters, we do think they are worth adding for the cover price of $3 or $4. You really can't go wrong. Go ahead and pick this one up, add it to your collection. So there you have all the titles that we have for you guys this week. The one first appearance and the 6 honorable mentions. Please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.